Do you feel intimidated by the idea of networking? Well, you're not alone. Networking may seem overwhelming, but it is a must-have to secure your interview. In this video, I'll discuss how you can build meaningful connections, learn more about the companies, and increase your chances of landing your dream job. Let's get to it. What is networking and why does it matter? Some lucky people naturally love networking. Most of us don't love reaching out to strangers for favors though, and it can be intimidating to approach. Before diving in though, it's helpful to frame networking as building a relationship to share and receive information. It is not about messaging someone on LinkedIn to ask for a job. Instead, try and think about the informal chats that you've had with your thesis advisor, someone of a few years ahead of you in college, or one of your parents' friends. These conversations may have been about what you want to major in, how to target a specific company, or what you want to do next in your career overall. Viewing networking this way, which we really think is the right way to view it, makes much more valuable conversations and much less awkwardness. Through networking, you can learn firsthand about a company and hopefully get a referral. Referrals benefit both the applicant and the firm. On the employer side, companies prefer referrals because they take some of the uncertainty out of hiring. A referral is a pre-vetted and pre-approved candidate. And from the candidate side, your chances of being invited to interview improve immensely with a referral. A referral also often moves your application past early screenings, the likes of resume screening and tests. In short, a referral dramatically improves your chances of joining a firm. In fact, about 50% of hires come from referrals. That being said, it's important to also remember that the goals of networking conversations are also to gain a better understanding of the firm and guidance on the application process. An offer to refer you is a bonus, and it's not something that should be explicitly requested. Step number 1, prepare. Before beginning to work, we recommend having the list of firms you want to apply. Of course, it is absolutely okay to start this as you start networking. A solid draft of your resume and up-to-date LinkedIn profile. Once you have all these in place, it is the perfect time to start networking. That being said, also be aware of the campus recruiting deadlines if you're a student. Ideally, you will want to start reaching out to your potential contacts about 4 weeks before application deadlines to allow for time to connect. Step number 2, make connections. The goal is to have 1 to 2 quality conversations at each firm, ideally at the offices that you're targeting. We recommend reaching out to anyone from the associate to project leader levels who've been ideally at the firm for at least a year. There are a couple of avenues you can consider for making connections, and you will likely make use of a combination throughout your search. Let's talk about personal connections. This could be a friend or family member at the firm. It's also useful to ask close friends and family if they know anyone in the management consulting industry. You might be pleasantly surprised. If you're reaching out to a personal connection, do so in whichever format you feel natural to your relationship, the likes of text or emails. And then we have university resources. Your university's career services should be able to direct you to an alumni directory, which often includes an alumni current employers and contact information. If it only includes the latter, you can still identify relevant alumni on LinkedIn and reach out via provided contact information. Just note that direct emails often have a higher response rate than LinkedIn messages do. Also, we highly recommend attending on-campus recruiting events or online webinars. Then of course we have LinkedIn. It is a fantastic resource that allows you to filter for employees at your target firms by office location, university, and shared connections. We recommend reaching out to people at your target firm and offices that you also share something in common with, the likes of connection, university, past employer. However, if you're having trouble finding someone who meets all of those criteria, then focus instead on your target firm and location. LinkedIn also allows the person you are reaching out to skim your profile, so you know there is a degree of interest in you as an applicant if they agree to connect. A few recommendations specific to LinkedIn. For your message type, send an email, which allows for more characters in your message. If you're short on emails, you can first send a connection request, then follow up with a full message if you like. Just note that emails are free if both parties have premium accounts and you're the first connection. But don't overdo it, please. Reach out to no more than 5 people at your given office. People chat, and this can come across as being a bit too much. You can also use other resources, the likes of Fishbowl on other professional apps. These are growing in popularity and represent another great channel for networking outreach. We suggest using our templates once you've figured out who you want to reach out to. I'll add a link in the description. Also, we don't recommend including your resume when you first reach out, as this can come across a bit presumptive. Instead, ask for a quick phone call or coffee chat to learn more about their experience at their firm. Remember, you're not reaching out to ask for a referral, you're reaching out to get their advice. Step number 3, get the most out of your conversations. If you're able to schedule a time for coffee or a phone call, we recommend discussing the following items. Overall, you want to make sure that you leave a good impression. And be prepared, be polite, and express genuine interest in the conversation. In terms of the introductions, you'd be surprised at how often people tend to dive right into their questions, and that is a missed opportunity to start building a relationship and presenting yourself as a candidate. Instead, thank them for taking the time to speak with you, say that you would like to introduce yourself briefly, and that you would appreciate them doing the same before diving any questions. Let's talk about the questions you can ask about their experience. In this part, you need to make sure that you take clear notes because you're going to use those anecdotes in your cover letter and in your fit interviews. So think about the questions of, what's the composition of the firm's work like? What type of projects have they worked on? How does the staffing work at their firm? How they have found the overall office and culture so far? What's the employee turnover like? How they have found the work-life balance? You can also ask for application advice. While you never want to explicitly ask for an interview, by asking about application advice, you're demonstrating that you're very serious about the firm and giving a natural opening for them to offer you a referral. Is there anything specific they recommend highlighting in an application? Are they familiar with different hiring needs by the office? Could they share what to expect for the interview process? Is there anyone else they might be able to put you in touch with to better understand the items earlier? Just note that this question may be skipped if they already offer you a referral. Thank them for their time and confirm any next steps. Do keep an eye on the time during your call because you don't want to spend more than 30 minutes. Step number 4, follow up and maintain the relationship. Last but not least, don't forget to follow up on any next steps as well as thank them for taking their time to speak. Even if you're not referred, it is still nice to let people you've spoken with know whether you end up interviewing at the firm. Also, feel free to connect on LinkedIn with people you've spoken to. It is great to build out a network on LinkedIn and a nice way to keep people you've been in touch with informed of where you land next. Alright, this concludes our video today. Like I promised, I'm going to share with you the link so that you can access our templates already. And if you did find today's video useful, please give us a like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'll see you in the next video.